something I can see turning out of that black hole, two luminous discs. The eyes, it might be a face, might be almost a... Good heavens, something wriggling out of the shadow like a gray snake. Now it's another one, and another one, and another one. They look like tentacles to me. Oh, yeah, I can see the thing's body now. It's large as a bear. It glistens like wet leather, but that face, ladies and gentlemen, it's indescribable. I can hardly force myself to keep looking at it. It's so awful. The eyes are black, and they gleam like a serpent. The mouth is a kind of V-shape with saliva dripping from its rimless lips and seem to quiver and pulsate.
When we last left our players, Alister and Saint had both gone down separate rabbit holes in order to get more information on Dr. Springwood and the odd group of people that surround him. While the sun sets on Roswell, New Mexico, and the Symposium of the Strange winds down for the evening, our two investigators reunite to discuss the web of intrigue they find themselves in.
Smash cut to the most awkward tent at Alien Coachella.
So whose tent are you hanging out in?
That's a good question. I feel like Alister would not have showed up at Saint's tent.
I don't know if I would have shown up at yours either, but if we were specifically like, we need to meet up to discuss stuff, I don't know. I don't know.
Mm-hmm. Or is it funnier if Alister's just like slightly emotionally tone deaf and is just like standing outside of Saint's tent?
I see, honestly, I was imagining us meeting up outside of our tents and then being like, now what? Like, I'm coming back from the beer garden, you're coming back from whatever you're doing. We stand outside of our tents, and we're like... The question is, I think, which one of us has the better tent?
That's true.
Yeah,
I'm gonna guess me.
Is it the guy who has the government issue tent, or is it the person who spends all of his days in one tent, and therefore is probably splurged on something a little fancier?
Yeah, I've got like a 2-person tent.
Oh,
for me. Yeah, for me alone. I mean, shit, maybe I have a 4-person tent for me alone. If I basically live in it.
The one that Alister has is, like, mostly for appearances.
Yeah, I think the one you have also is, like, we've established came from, like, the government storehouse, and it's, like, dusty and crummy in there.
Yeah, it's like a little, it's, like, might be a little bit mildewed.
Yeah.
They only bring them out once a year.
Yeah, that's true.
So... Yeah, we'll just do this in my tent. It doesn't really matter where.
Alister's probably not particularly high on the, like, gets a nice tent hierarchy.
Absolutely not.
Okay.
Anyway, so let's... My tent.
Yeah. All right.
So, we should run over what we've learned so far and see kind of what that shakes out. What I essentially got from my research is that Mackenzie Roberts is a dead end. This is kind of what she does, is she buys up artifacts that may or may not be haunted, and then keeps them. Clearly, she just got a hold of whatever Springwood wanted, and he did her a favor in return. I don't think that's really anything.
So she's a collector.
Yeah. She's a rich person with a weird hobby. She's a rich person who doesn't trust her assistant, or whatever. Like, that's not unusual.
I think you're right. That does sound like a dead end. The object that Springwood obtained, it's a tuning fork.
Okay.
But an unusually one of unusual dimensions. I don't really know anything about tuning forks. It's too thick, like the prongs on it.
Is that true?
It was weirdly proportioned, right? It was like a big chunky tuning fork.
Very. You are correct.
Okay. Like oversized almost.
Cool.
It belonged to his father, Springwood the Elder. There's something I'm hoping to get my hands on some equipment that will pick up sounds outside of the normal human range. There's research suggesting that extremely low pitches can have different effects on the human nervous system. Wondering if maybe that's part of his
that's
act. Also, and I'll show Saint the printouts. This is the full spread of what Springwood calls the alphabet of the visitors' alphabet.
The visitors' alphabet.
Okay, so this is the full spread of what Springwood calls the visitors' alphabet.
Okay.
I'm sure you'll... Those, at least some of the symbols, I mean, they're the symbols that he showed you as part of his act are in it. It's not clear. They don't seem to represent letters or anything. No. It seems to be more along the lines of a Rorschach test.
Yeah. There's something about these images that are supposed to invoke something or communicate an idea, maybe. Looking these images over, does it seem like there's any trend, anything in them that is like a unifying theme or... Okay.
No. So these images, of which Saint has already seen 4, are very like hieroglyphic in nature, but they are not... I guess, I'm blanking on my language terminology. So they are hieroglyphic, but they're not anything you recognize. So that, I don't remember if that makes it a pictogram or what.
No, I think like, pictogram would be more, they're more abstract than that. So they're not pictograms. Because a pictogram...
They are extremely abstract. And you can see, of the ones that you're already familiar with, you can kind of see how Springwood gets what he gets out of them. But it's not obvious what they mean. These are not like Egyptian hieroglyphs where you're like, oh, obviously that is a bird and that is a man and that it's a river.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
And these are not like, Chinese or Japanese kanji where you're like, obviously that is mountain, or whatever. Or like how you can see
whatever
3 lines going up is like mountain.
Yeah.
Okay. That makes sense. But these are clearly symbols. They are clearly meant to have an interpretation. It's just that they are complicated.
Yeah, okay.
They are complicated, and they are not immediately obvious what they are.
And they're not labeled, are they?
No.
Okay. I keep comparing this to tarot because that is my personal background, but it's like an oracle deck rather than like the Rider-Waite classic. Like, here's the symbols or whatever. It's like clearly something is just made something up.
I'll say for the sake of convenience, although I don't expect you all to like be able to reference them by number. I'll say that like these were numbered by Cyan Magenta. Okay. So at least you can see there is symbol 1 through 32.
Yeah.
For whatever.
So
the fuck
when we're
that
talking
means.
to each other in the meta text, we could be like, look at this like image 4 or whatever.
Yeah.
Sure.
We're not going to do that, but
yeah.
I believe I said that they gave you 2 per page on this printout.
Yes.
And so, but they've numbered them. Like in the bottom right-hand corner, there's a little number for each of them.
Okay. And so, before we dive back in, did we know about the cult, or is that something that we just learned about?
The dad cult? I think we learned about the dad cult.
Don't call it the dad cult!
Well, that's differentiated between, cult senior as opposed to cult junior.
Cult 1.0? What do you want from me?
Build a tech.
Oh my god. Yeah, cult 1.0.
20th century cult. Like the Green Day album.
No, you already knew about the quote-unquote Brotherhood of Enlightenment.
Sure.
Which is the 70s cult, because Agent Gray told you, Alister, specifically about it when you met in the RV.
That's what's going on. Okay, and I assume I told Saint.
Yeah, and then the lab boys brought it up again.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So,
I think they said that, like, these images... Yeah, we have a lot of bits and pieces here is kind of the summation. And those, okay, I'm going to, like, mentally, if I didn't want to be tip-tapping, I would be writing out a list of, like, what do we know and what do we want to know? And what do we know is, oh my god, we have some stuff that's, like, we suspect we don't actually know. What we know is, somehow, some way or another, he is reading people's minds.
Yeah.
We don't exactly know how, but we have some suspicions as to how he might be doing it. We think it may have something to do with audio. And clearly these images are involved in some way.
Yes,
His dad had his own personal little cult in the 70s.
Yep.
And also created Springwood Acoustics.
Yep.
Owned this tuning fork at some point, which left his possession and is now back in his son's possession.
Yep.
Seems pretty important, but we don't know exactly what it does or how it plays into this whole affair.
Yep. That's kind of it. We really don't know very much about we don't know what his agenda is. We don't know what he...
We know that he came here for that fork. He's got, he's selling these self-help books. He's got his own weird little, kind of cult thing going on. He's clearly trying to make money or get attention or both. My bet, this is once again, we don't know for sure, but if I had to guess, he's probably trying to recreate whatever his father had or is trying to improve upon.
Yeah, that's my guess too.
And he has some, we don't know how many, of your government secrets.
Yep.
And by that I mean our government secrets, but specifically your agency.
Yes, that is true.
Oh, bad time for Saint to start a sovereign citizen arc.
Yeah, I guess. I do not recognize this government.
Oh, well, not my government, but okay.
Yeah. Excuse me.
Saint, do you not pay taxes?
Don't worry about it. That doesn't seem like any of your fucking business. Goofs and ghouls aside, that's kind of what we got. And what we need to know is, how is he doing it? Why is he doing it?
Yeah.
How much does he know?
Yeah, that's also important.
What is he going to do with what he's got?
Yeah.
That, I think, is kind of less important, because the most important thing is, what is your end goal here? How are you going to do it? And,
Yeah.
Do we... I hate that I'm asking this question. Do we think that I should go get my brain read again, now that he's got the fork? If he's even doing this fucking show tomorrow.
I do think we need to get back in the tent. I want to see whether the fork factors in to the performance, whether it... Since you've already experienced it, it does make sense to use you as a control, as it were. To see if anything's different. He did say he would deal with me later.
Yeah. I don't know if you should be in that tent. Or if you should disguise yourself somehow. I don't know how, but I don't think my secrets, as much as I would like them to not be known by a random asshole, are not,
classified?
Yeah. They're just, deeply personal, which, I'll live.
I think we have to operate under the assumption that he's going to know I'm there no matter what.
Yeah.
This isn't my usual ways of encouraging people to ignore me.
Is there some way that you can... we don't know how he does it, though.
No.
To, block him from reading you. Also, your boss may not want you to go, is the additional point, but, they can't stop me. What are they going to do?
No. Any number of things if they really decided to make an issue of it, but...
Yeah. Saint does not know that you've had a conversation with your boss about me.
It's true. No, he does not. Coming all this way and going to all that trouble to acquire this tuning fork makes me think he must be looking to reclaim or build upon activities of Springwood the Elder.
Do we know what happened to the old group?
I don't think we do. I don't remember you telling me.
I did not.
Is that something that I could try and fucking Google it, but... shit, Ben, can I just, fucking Google it? Can I just see if a Google gets me anything? You want me to roll?
Yeah.
Okay. That is, a negative, neutral, and 2 positives. So with my +2, that is a total of +3.
There's not a lot of immediately available information on what the Brotherhood of Enlightenment is. It is attached to the names. It is attached to the Wikipedia articles of a lot of people who were perhaps rich and famous or seemingly at the forefront of innovation or whatever in the 70s and 80s. But you can't find any information on the group specifically. It's just kind of like cast off as an idea on ends of the internet. But it seems to have been kind of like a kind of pop cult phenomenon where supposedly high-minded or well-to-do people, although a very small amount, could discuss ideas in this remote estate in Colorado, in rural Colorado, known as Springwood Lodge. While the kind of concrete details may escape you, you can kind of quickly surmise that it started off as a reading group into alchemical texts that evolved significantly in its scope into investigations of otherworldly scientific thought. And maybe one of the most credible pieces of news you can find about this brotherhood, about this, well, as Agent Cyan and Magenta referred to it, reading group, and as Agent Gray referred to it, a cult. One of the most concrete pieces of journalistic information you can find on this is when authorities had to come to Springwood Lodge to investigate the death of one of its members on lodge grounds. This newspaper article is dated 1987, and it is seemingly the end of the Brotherhood of Enlightenment as a public group. Whether or not it continued past that is unknown, but that is the last recorded reference you can find of it, and it allegedly completely dissolved after that.
Is there any information about who died or how they died?
Martin Jacob Roberts died after screaming, leaving the house, wandering into the Colorado cold and the mountains, and dying frostbitten and bloody in the middle of the mountains.
Roberts, huh?
Roberts.
Any info about him? Any, clicking through to, his wiki article?
Sure. Martin Jacob Roberts was the founder of the company that is now headed by his niece, Mackenzie Roberts.
Ding, ding, ding. Okay.
So we have a well-funded and well-connected reading group with interests in the paranormal and possibly also extraterrestrial, extrasensory, mysterious death.
Group disappears from the spotlight for
obvious reasons.
Oh, I was gonna do amount of time and was having to try and do the math about how many decades it was exactly, but
30-something years now.
Yeah. Just over.
That sort of thing was falling out of fashion before 1987, really. So it had some staying power beyond just being in vogue.
Yeah.
This is, I think the most direct way to get more information on the situation is going to be to see Springwood in action again.
Yeah. We can look things up on our phones all day and we're not going to get anywhere closer. No. So, yeah. It seems like I'm going to be the bait again. We'll see if he'll take it. He may not be interested in me. And we need to try and find some way to get you in, or whatever, and also ideally but covered somehow or blocked or something, but that's going to be hard to do because we don't know how exactly. We suspect, we don't know exactly how he's doing it
without knowing the nature of whatever's happening.
Go for it.
It's like attempting to make an anti-venom without a sample. Functionally impossible.
But either way, there's nothing we could do until tomorrow. Once again, if he's doing his little dog and pony show tomorrow.
I find it hard to believe someone of Springwood's taste for the spotlight would pass up the opportunity to show off whatever it is he's acquired.
Fair, but counterpoint, he's got what he's wanted, and it sounds like everybody else at this event is not really stoked to have him here. So
really,
they may decide to pack up. Yeah. That was one of the things I got from, like, talking to people, is they were like, yeah, they've got, like, his random cult dudes walking around selling the good word, and most everybody is not, like, pumped about it.
Really.
Especially the other people who are around him are, like, not pumped about it.
Interesting.
I'm sure there are people who are, like, buying his books and shit, but, like, yeah, we'll just have to see. There's nothing we can do about it till tomorrow. Not without seeming deeply, deeply suspicious.
The festival doesn't exactly shut down overnight.
So what? We go back to the RV, or was there anything in there?
Yes. Was it a room that was padlocked, or
it was the back room?
It was like the back room where like a bedroom
the back room where you would expect a bedroom to be in a traditional RV was padlocked.
Okay. You think there's something in there? I mean, it's probably just a bedroom.
Certainly could be, but that was significantly more security than we've seen on anything else in Springwood's little delegation.
We did get into that RV pretty easily. Okay, so go in there, hope no one's there, or distract whoever is, try and break in, and then if that doesn't work, we'll just go to his thing tomorrow, I guess. But alright, something to do.
Find a way to ensure that Springwood is distracted. We know he wants me, and...
Yes. Now, do I think that that's a good idea?
The security breach concerns would be less widespread than if it were to happen in a crowd of people.
Well, let's not buy trouble. Let's just go out there and see what the situation is and then make a call from there.
The two of you travel back through the rows and rows of tents back to the Symposium grounds proper. There are indeed barrel fires and people on God knows how many types of hallucinogens wandering around. The nighttime atmosphere of this place seems wildly more chaotic than what you've encountered during the day, which was in and of itself quite chaotic already.
Just like real Coachella, yeah.
Just like real Coachella.
It gets a little bit more Burning Man after dark.
Gets a little bit more Burning Man. Many of the booths are closed. You certainly notice that a lot of the stalls have been shuttered, and they're, although not literally, there are no shutters, but the contents that would be on those tables have been packed away. And many of the food carts are actually still operating because nobody wants loaded fries more than people on LSD.
It's true.
Or, right now, me.
I was going to say, or me, after a single shot.
Oh, man. Why do french fries taste so much better when you're drunk?
Oh, my God. I get the drunchies. Z, you know this. I get the drunchies
so
fucking bad.
It's very funny.
But you notice that there is still activity within the tent that the Church of the Open Mind is operating out of. Activity that you cannot make out clearly, but you can absolutely still hear the speakers kind of from within, that kind of dull sound of speakers in the distance. And as and the lights, let's say, are kind of like flashing underneath the rim of the tent, like as if a light were coming through a door frame.
Does it sound like Springwood is talking, or does it sound like one of his peons?
It sounds like one of his assistants. Yeah.
Okay.
It is a female voice that you hear.
Okay.
Okay, schmokey. Okay. So he transitioned abruptly.
It's very fast.
Okay.
Dude has mastery over sound, and that includes voice training.
If only we were all so lucky.
Okay, so we've got something going on in the tent. We don't have eyes on Springwood. Is the RV, like, are there lights on in the RV?
Yeah.
Okay.
Is there anybody around?
In the RV?
Just
Or
around.
outside the RV?
Anybody outside the RV? No.
Okay.
How dumb am I about to be?
Will you at least let me do an investigate to see,
yeah, of course.
like, who's inside before
Yeah.
we start?
Oh yeah,
doing
no. I'm gonna.
dumb
I
shit?
mean, yeah, I'm not gonna go. I'm not like gonna do dumb shit right now.
Okay.
But
So yeah, I would like to roll an investigate to see who's inside without getting caught. Hopefully.
Sure. Unlike the previous session with Springwood, the flaps of this large tent are wide open and unzippered.
Okay.
Those big like vinyl signs are on the on the two sides of the entrance. They are trying to keep that warm, welcoming atmosphere, as opposed to earlier when it was like a weird kind of semi-public reading.
Sure.
The doors are wide open. Saint, go ahead and give me that investigation check.
Can I help out?
I
with
was
this
actually
one?
specifically wanting to check out the RV rather than the tent.
I would like to check out the tent. I want to see if this is sort of like a
So,
preaching
yeah.
to the faithful kind of situation, or if this is like another like
And
come
fuck,
check
maybe
out
he's in there.
Springwood after dark.
Yeah. Awful. So you should roll your tent thing before I do my RV thing, because
Okay,
if we could get an idea of who's in the tent, that will eliminate who would be in the RV.
I'm gonna
Because
roll
if we're
these-
lucky, he's gonna be in the tent,
I'm gonna
just
roll
like
these
kicking it.
brand new, pretty sparkly blue dice that I got.
Hooray!
Which is 2 neutrals and 2 positives, which gives me a +3.
Nice.
Cool. Yeah, the doors are open. Those 2 vinyl signs are on the side. They absolutely still have it down to a low light environment, like they did earlier.
Sure.
At the front, on the stage, on the podium, is a woman who is wearing predominantly white robes with with these kind of purple linings, these purple trims, in a way that almost looks like Lutheran like vestments. It's a very kind of layered thing, and it looks like she is trying to mimic those kind of styles of like a very like Midwest Lutheran kind of look. And she is speaking very positively about her experiences with Dr. Springwood and his method of teaching. This feels like a kind of testimonial moment in which she is elaborating upon ways in which she felt trapped, burdened by perhaps addiction or fear or whatever. Your usual like, at first I was broken and now I am healed.
Yeah, the kind of stuff that people are out looking for a magic bullet for.
Precisely. She indeed has a copy of one of Springwood's books in her hand, and she is gesticulating with it as if it were the Bible.
Okay. Does it seem like if I maybe slink a little closer, does it seem like Springwood is in there?
He is not.
What about the big guy?
Oh, the big guy's there.
Okay.
Yeah, okay. Excellent. That means he's not in the RV, which is what I want. Because I don't want to fight that motherfucker.
The larger gentleman with the leather jacket.
The dragon tattoo?
And the dragon tattoos. Plural.
So
is sitting in one of the chairs next to the stage.
okay.
And is kind of watching over everything, but is otherwise unmoved. Kind of arms crossed. He's a heavy.
Does it look like there are non-members in here? Like, is it a mix of people in white robes and not? Or is it like a preaching to the choir kind of a situation?
No, it looks like there is an audience.
Okay.
There is an audience that is not just other cult members.
Okay. So in that case, I'm going to just text Saint real fast and just say, like, doesn't look like Springwood's in here.
Okay. So he's probably in the RV.
He's probably in the RV.
I'm going to double check.
Yeah.
Or he's getting loaded fries, if we're lucky.
Spends a fate point to give the big bad a craving for loaded fries.
So, Matty,
Sure.
whatever you want.
I rolled like shit.
Okay.
Oh no.
So I'm going to spend one of my luckies, and I'm going to roll again.
Nice.
Do you want to
rolled
share the original result with us for fun?
Oh yeah, I rolled 3 negatives and a neutral, which would have put me at a big ol' 0.
Rip.
No, it would have put me at a -1, actually.
Alas.
So, yeah. Come on. Yeah, much better. So that is a negative, what I had before, which is a negative, a neutral, and 2 positives. So with my +2, that puts me at a 3.
Sure. I'm going to say you sneak around the side of the tent, past those kind of like, I think I mentioned those kind of like boxes that you would like roadie boxes that you would see like,
Yeah.
or like they're all
Audio
over
equipment
like,
in.
yeah. If you got like a traveling theater production, it's those.
Yeah.
They're like foam
Big
insulated and whatnot.
black. Yeah.
Yeah. You know the ones with those latches. Anyway, you sneak past those, and I'm going to say you're able to, you're doing a perimeter check, I guess, to make it sound like you're a fucking paramilitary nerd. You see lights through the windows. The blinds are down in places, but not maybe universally around the RV. It's relatively dark out there, which means hopefully that means you can't be seen as much as you can see inside. You absolutely do see Julian Springwood inside. He is at, I guess, the desk of the RV. Perhaps where you found the laptop earlier, Alister. He is inside. There are definitely lights in the back of the RV, although that is heavily blinded by the blinds. So you can't see in there, but you know for a fact that he's in the front half.
Is there anybody else in there, or is it just him?
Just him.
I'll let Alister know that.
You sneak back around to the front of the tent, where Alister is observing from the outside, and let Alister know that directly.
Actually, I think what I'm going to do, if you will let me, is I'd rather stay, like, crouched down next to the RV, maybe on the side facing away from the tent, so I'm not having the light from the tent hit me, and I'm going to shoot him a text, and put my phone on vibrate. Because, like, if I end up being the one to sneak in here, I'm already here.
Yeah. Okay, how are we going to get
Sneak
Springwood
in.
out?
Yeah. If I'm going to be the one distracting him.
I'm just trying to decide if I want to walk into the tent and sit down.
And presume that one of the other guys are going to be like,
Somebody
Mr.
will tell
Springwood, he's
him.
here.
Yeah.
Worth a shot, and if it doesn't do anything, then I can do some stupid, like, hit the side of the RV and make a loud noise and, like, see if I can get him to come out.
Yeah, that's fair.
And then speak around when he's
just
in, like,
puts
some, like,
it
real
Looney
dumb
Tunes
bullshit.
shit.
Yeah.
Post a sticky note on the door that says, come to the space between the RV and the tent in the next 10 minutes if you want an ass kicking.
Yeah.
Making say wait 9.5 minutes. While Springwood does some quick push-ups.
Alister kind of...
Yeah, you gotta get to a +3 and fight in 10 minutes, buddy? You can try.
Damn. I think Alister sort of stands in, like, the shadows behind the like, vinyl signs for a second with kind of doing one of those, like, I just put my hand over my mouth in the middle of talking in an audio medium. Anyway, doing one of those, like, hand over the lower half of your face thinking things. Poses, I think, is the word I'm looking for. Because I don't know how else to get him out. is the thing. I don't know how else to provoke a reaction here. Yeah, well, in that case, I think the image is of Alister kind of standing in the shadow behind this thing, very like kind of twisted in on himself, you know, like one arm across his like midsection, one arm kind of up in front of his face, like holding, kind of doing the like, what am I gonna do? What am I gonna do here? Where am I going? And he like nods once, kind of sharply to himself, steps out into the kind of out from behind these shadows, and the body language is not Andy, which is what he's usually been doing. It's like, I think he walks in there like, I went to prep school in New England. You know, like my family's guest house has couches that cost more than your yearly salary, and I think that's normal.
I could have been the president.
Like, yeah, you know, I might not have been the president, but I could have, like, you know, I very easily could have ended up in one of those sort of dynastic political operative families. Channels a little bit of like his, I'm assuming he has a bunch of douchebag older cousins. There's a little bit of that going on. And I think he'll walk in and take a seat in a way that's not particularly, you know, he's not sneaking in the way that you do when you're late to a performance. He like kind of walks in and takes a seat and does the, you know, kind of leans back, arms on either, the chair on either side of him, leg ostentatiously crossed, and is just going to listen to the spiel for a little bit in a way that's sort of performatively skeptical. And I'm going to wait. I'm going to wait for, you know, a kind, one of those kind of like moments, because these kind of things have a rhythm to them. There's definitely the moment of like, you know, wait for the crowd to respond to something you've said. And Alister will stand up and just say, all right, I'll bite. But I want to hear it from the man himself.
The woman who is on the stage, you know, the purple and white vestments, who was essentially Bible thumping mere moments
declaiming.
ago. Yeah. Who was essentially Bible thumping mere minutes ago. Pauses significantly, as does the electronic organist that was playing along. And looks, you know, directly at you as you have made this declaration, and says something to the effect of, I'm so glad that you have found it within yourself to explore what is truly possible with us. I'll see if the doctor is in.
What you've just been listening to was ParaScience, a glimpse into a world unknown. It was an actual play horror adventure told to you through the Fate system. Our players are Ezra Kaye as Ancient Alister McAndrews, and Matty Trumbo-Gomes as capable young man Saint Garcia Flores. As for myself, I was your game master and disembodied voice, Ben Hamlin. I also produced this show. Our theme song is by the incorporeal Johnny Rinaldo, and our logo was created by the haunted visage of Terra Bosart. We are currently in the process of remastering and transcribing earlier episodes of the show, and for that I would like to thank Glory Duda, Marcel Hood, and Julie Cooper, as they write down our every word and weave an intricate web of audio for you. You can stay tuned to our social media channels for more information on these developments. This show is brought to you by Infinity Break, where we're telling stories our own way. You can follow us on social media at InfinityBreak23 and check out our website for all of our other podcasts at infinitybreak.net. We appreciate you listening to this program. If you want to help spread the word, there are a good many ways to do that. Word of mouth helps us immensely, and you can add us at ParaSciencePod on Twitter. And while you're at it, why not tag InfinityBreak23? We have a Patreon at patreon.com/InfinityBreak where you can start donating to Infinity Break for as little as $1 a month. And if you listen to Apple Podcasts, don't forget to leave a review. That's all for now. Let ParaScience expand your way of thinking and offer you 10 easy steps to becoming a telepath at home. We'll see you in 2 weeks' time.